Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. Look, it's time to talk about new Ultra Pro stuff, right? We talk about all the stuff that comes around for the Pokémon TCG, and I'm an excitable fellow, and I like Pokemon, and we are going to talk about this Ultra Pro stuff, and we need to, because there's new Ultra Pro stuff coming, and some of it is actually brand new, and should be exciting. It really should. And I'm going to explain to you what's coming, why it should be exciting, why it's not as exciting as it could be, but why it could actually be exciting. What if people don't know me and listen to the out intro where I sounded a bit down? And then they're kind of like, this dude's boring, let's stop listening to this. How sad would that be? I could record the intro, but that's going to take time and effort, and I'm just lazy. So, we'll get to the less surprising stuff in a minute. What about the brand new stuff? We've actually got Pokemon Tournament Folios Series 2 revealed. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't remember Series 1. Now, if this is called Series 2, I do remember Series 1. I'm lying to ya. Yeah, it was the Venusaur, Blastoise, and Charizard ones. I do remember them. They were a thing. Cool. And look, these are actually kind of cool. Now, I know that sometimes you don't need paper deck lists, and that's fine. I know sometimes you do. Sometimes you need notes. I'll be honest with you. These folios, definitely more useful like 10, 20 years ago at tournaments than they would be nowadays. I remember a day when I would turn up with, I'm going to be honest with you, I did turn up with a whole bunch of notes for tournaments. Of like decks and matchups and strategies. I regret nothing. Did really well at some tournaments where I did that. But then also you'd have to take your paper deck list, etc. So these they were useful. I'm not sure they still are, to be honest with you. I'm not sure they're still actually perfect and wonderful and lovely and necessary, because I'm not sure we're still living in a world where we need this stuff. But let's say that we do. Let's say that you want some of these. And look, these are fine. A while ago, these just legit didn't exist. There was no way to actually get hold of these kind of things officially branded for Pokemon without importing them, and I did, for what it's worth, import a bunch of them. It was lovely. But the thing is, look at these ones, and look, it's a standard Ultra Pro conceit here. And it's clearly, I've said this before, it's clearly to do with whatever contract they've signed with Pokemon, because once again, we've got the energy symbols, and we've got the Pokemon, but it is the stock Ken Sugimori artwork, and they've clearly got a contract which says you can use the stock Pokemon artwork and the energy symbols. So that's what they've got. We've got Psyduck on a blue background with a water energy symbol in gold. We've got the Dragonite with a dragon symbol in gold. And Eevee on, I don't know what, I'm colorblind. Peachy kind of color? I don't know, I'm colorblind. With the colorless energy symbol there as well. Cool. And it does seem to be a free pack, incidentally. And it's free for like $8? Although, to be fair, that might be actually on sale. It might be a little bit more than that. And here's the thing. It is so much. Like, if you really want one of these portfolios, and I can understand why some people might. If you really want one of these, that's fine. Please go and look. Please go and look to import some from Japan. Seriously. Because there are so many. Like, I have bought way too many of these. I'm going to be honest with you. I have bought way too many. You want a free pack? How about the free pack? This is actually it's a cool thing they've been doing in Japan. They've basically been celebrating Hyper Beam. They've had like a whole range of merch celebrating Hyper Beam. And then we've got a Porygon Snorlax and a Dragonite. So look at the two Dragonite side by side. Tell me this new Dragonite is, or the Japanese Dragonite, is not by far the best one of them. How about the Journey in Paldea file? Look at it. Look at it. It's beautiful. This is another very cool one. You got your first partner Pokemon and your Ceruledge and your legendaries from the box, and just absolutely lovely. Or maybe you really enjoyed Pokemon Concierge. Well, great news. And they tend to do this. Like, everything has a file over in Japan. Like Pokemon Concierge, go and get yourself a Pokemon Concierge file, if you so wish. Maybe you're a fan of the 2 best gym leaders in the Paldea region. Well, good news. There's a weird double pack that literally has the 2 best ones there. Come on, Larry and Kamala. And Clodsire. Okay, fine, there's a trainer with Clodsire. But mostly it's Clodsire, alright? Point is, and I could keep going, if you want another one with Clodsire, how about this one? With a whole bunch of poison Pokemon, including Clodsire? That one's kind of cool, isn't it? And it just keeps going. I believe on the Pokemon Center Japan, there are 32 different A4 clear files currently in stock and available. Like, sometimes it's free pack, so look at this, Detective Pikachu one, which does come as a free pack. So I'm kind of counting them as free. But the point is, they are all over the Japanese Pokemon Center. There are loads of them. And like I said, there's over 30 in stock at the moment. And then we get back and look at these ones. And if they're the only ones we've got, and I'm pretty sure they are the only ones we've got, I understand why you want to buy them. And if you're a big fan of Eevee, Dragonite, or Psyduck, fine. But we can do better. Oh, speaking of we can do better, new deck boxes. Yay! Let's start off with the best one, just because it's got Fuecoco on. What we've got here is one of these that are a big chunky deck box. You can fit a lot of stuff in, magnetic closing, etc. And then you've got the little buttons, the magnets, which pop off. And you can, you've got Tinkertuff. And then you got the first partner Pokemon from Gen 9, is Sprigatito, Fuecoco, and Quaxley. I kind of don't mind. And then you got Paldea Pokemon, or Pokemon Paldea, just kind of written all around on the box. Why? Don't really know. I'm probably not going to pick these up, but there is something about a nice pink deck box with a Fuecoco on the front that I could get behind. I've also got like 1 billion deck boxes, like most people that have been playing the game for long enough. I don't need a new deck box, but this is kind of a cool deck box, right? So maybe we should anyway? It's definitely the best among them. Elsewhere, we've got a yellowy-ish kind of one. Again, I'm colorblind, cannot stress that enough, which is very much Unova Pokemon. And you've got your first partner Pokemon, your Snivy, your Oshawott, and your Tepig, along with Zorua, which is kind of lovely. And then we've got Gen 3 with your Hoenn Pokemon, and you've got Morile for some reason with your Gen 3 first partner Pokemon, your Trico, your Mudkip, and your Torchic. And look, these aren't terrible, but they probably are going to be $35. Like, generally speaking, these are usually $35. So it is fair to assume that they will be $35 again. And again, all we've actually got here are just generic deck boxes with the region and Pokemon written on. And then 4 magnetic buttons, again, featuring the stock Kensugamori artwork and the energy symbols behind them. And if this is what you want, fine. Genuinely, like, I'm not here to judge anyone. This is friendly advice from your old pal Wassy. It is not intended to be anything more. But this is what we are getting, and these are official licensed products. And do you want to see some of the ones that have been in Japan recently? How about the Perrin deck box with Growlithe? That's quite nice. How about this lovely Gengar deck box? That's going to make some people happy. This Bianca one's pretty cool. Just, putting that one out there. What else can we look at? There's so many. I save pictures of all of them because I make videos on them. I'm kind of a fan of this Dondozo deck box, which obviously has artwork by the lovely Hyganasuke, which makes me love it. Yes, I have very much bought that one. I could keep going pretty much forever here. There's so many amazing ones that have come around. And this is what we're stuck with. Do you want that, or do you want this lovely Playroom deck box? I know which one I'm choosing, and I know that there is clearly something going on here with a license. Ultra Pro very obviously have a license to use the stock artwork, but don't have license to use new illustrations, because there's no reason they wouldn't at some point do it. And there's a reason why the license looks like that. Because new artwork has to be, firstly, it's expensive. Secondly, it has to be confirmed. Usually it has to be confirmed through several layers of management, etc. So I understand why it's done this way. But look, I've shown you the new Ultra Pro products. I've shown you how much better Japan have got it. And once again, if they start making Mamoswine merch like this, I'm probably going to buy it. If I can get a clear file with Mamoswine on the front and a water energy symbol behind, or fighting, it depends how they would do it in the TCG, they've done both, then yeah, I probably would buy it. But I'm just telling you, it's not ideal. Right, I've told you what you need to know, and now it's over to you guys. Do you like this stuff? Do you like it more than I do? Tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. And get shout-outs on the channel like the lovely Evan Parker, who's been a supporter of ours for a while now and is a very lovely person. So shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.